If you're a truck driver and you hate chaining, if you hate busting up your knuckles, getting covered in penetrating oil, or dodging the cheater bar slapping back at your face, then this is gonna make your life a whole lot easier. Let's take a look at Speedbinders, the tool making load securement simple, safe, fast, and smooth. Hey Steve, nice to meet you. I'm Ben.
Nice to meet you, Ben.
So can you tell me a little bit about yourself and tell me a bit about the Speedbinders here. How'd you come up with them?
Sure. Well, I've been a heavy equipment salesman for about 35 years. And in that job, we tied down a lot of bobcats, skid loaders, track loaders, buckets and stuff. And one day, tying down a bobcat bucket, and a half link popped through my pocket on the other side. It loosened my whole chain up. So with a standard binder, I had to undo that and then grab 3 more links and then tighten it all up again. And it was very frustrating. It was very cold, windy, snowy. I saw another binder there and saw the gear on it. I saw this gear here and imagined it on top of this one. The original Speedbinder was born.
So what is a Speedbinder? How does it work?
Okay.
What's special about it?
All right, well, what's special about it is how we turn this barrel. So a standard binder, ratchet binder, you're just turning this barrel that pulls these opposing threads inside to tighten your chain. What we do different is we have a worm gear here. Instead of doing this with a normal binder and wearing your shoulder out, you're just using a drill. We're just putting a drill on this bolt and you just pull the trigger.
So no muscle work, just using a tool to tighten everything up?
Yeah.
So what can you tighten down with this? Can you tighten down pretty much anything?
Anything that you use a normal binder with.
So what are the advantages of using this Speedbinder as opposed to a traditional ratchet binder or a lever binder?
Okay, well, lever binders say on the handle don't use an extension, but everybody uses an extension. Sometimes those can slip, and a lot of injury can be the result of that. Ratchet binders, they tend to loosen up. And in their design, they have a paw with a spring and a ball. And over time, that paw gets a flat spot on it, so it doesn't stay engaged in the gear set. And so the guy cranks his finger in there, try to keep it engaged, and you end up with an injury there. Because we use a drill, we eliminate all that. And we last about 3 times longer, 4 times longer than a normal binder, because we don't have that paw and that ball and that spring that's wearing that part out. It's a sealed gearbox. You know, in the winter we get salt brine, snow, mud, dirt, but because this is all sealed, we're protected from all that. The biggest part is we get it tight. So a normal ratchet binder, when you're tightening it, you get what's called chain twist when you get to higher tension. And you go to get 3 more clicks, that chain untwists and then it may twist again. Well, what we do, we have 0 chain twist and all your pressure is loaded into this handle, and that's what keeps us tight.
Any safety precautions that you need to be aware of with Speedbinders?
You need to respect the drill. The drill's got a lot of power. You need to hang on to that, you know.
Let's test them out. Let's go talk to Joe and see what we're tying down today.
All right.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Ben.
So what are we tying down today?
So we got a Bobcat T76 track loader today. We're gonna tie it down using our Speedbinder product. So this Bobcat weighs about 10,500 pounds. Since it's over 10,000 pounds, we're gonna need 4 tie-down points. We're gonna utilize our Speedbinder TD92, which has a working load limit of 9,200 pounds to tie it down.
All right. Well, let's test them out. Let's put this thing on the trailer.
Absolutely, let's do it.
So Joe, can you show us how the Speedbinders work and how we're gonna secure this Bobcat down to the trailer?
Yeah, so for this Bobcat, we're gonna use a 4-point tie down. I'm gonna demonstrate how we do one of those tie downs. Just gonna take the binder with the threads extended, grab the chain, hook it on the length of that chain. This is where we grab the drill, make sure it's in 3, the high speed setting. Now, from a drill aspect, we use this DeWalt DCD 991P2. It's a great drill. It has over 800 inch-pounds of torque is what we're looking for. But you can use any other, good quality drill as long as it really has about 850 pounds, 800 pounds of torque.
Okay.
We're gonna put that on the drive bolt, and we're gonna cradle it because this drill does have a lot of torque, and we're gonna pull the trigger. As it tightens down, you'll start to feel the feedback on the drill. When it gets to that point, you're gonna wanna drop it down to 1, the high torque range. Then put your drill back on, once again cradle, and we're gonna tighten this all the way up. You can see at that point, we are super, super tight. We have good retention on the reaction bar, and we are ready to go.
So, is there a reason why you've got the short end down, long end up, or can you do whatever you want?
Great question. So this reaction bar, we want it to be in contact with the deck. This offset gives us the best advantage to have good low angle contact and maintain contact through our pull. What that does is prevent chain twists. So instead of ratcheting, fighting that chain twist, this reaction bar allows a straight tension pull. That's how we're able to get a tighter tension than a regular binder. Also, as you're driving down the road, going over potholes, railroad tracks, whatnot, this isn't coming up and bouncing around, so it's actually maintaining contact, keeping the tension in your load so that it'll be tight when you get to where you're going.
Okay, so super easy with the drill. Now, what happens if your battery dies on your drill or you run it over, you just forget it? How can you get your load secured or get it unsecured?
Absolutely. Yeah, so we always recommend having a backup battery. It's great to have. Most drill kits do come with a backup battery.
Okay.
And these batteries have extremely long life. And so one of these batteries can last a user up to a week at a time, but always good to keep a backup. If a bad day's happening, in a pinch, you can use a socket set or pliers or a wrench, whatever basically you have on you. Because of this 24-to-1 mechanical advantage, it takes 24 rotations of the drive bolt to get 1 rotation of the barrel. So that means even with a tight load, I can still loosen or unloosen it, which I'm unloosening it now.
Okay.
Very easily. It's gonna take a minute.
So if you're gonna tighten it with this, it's no longer a speed binder, but you'll get your load secured still. You're not gonna be stuck on the side of the road.
No, you'll get where you need to go for sure.
Okay. And any sort of maintenance with the speed binders? Or
like anything, you'll wanna keep it and care it with love. We have grease zerk right here. You'll wanna grease it. We say normally every 30 days and then adjust from there as you get used to your binder. Also keep your threads and the end fittings clean. Any good binder needs to have those threads cleaned and lubed with whatever preferred lubricant you like. And then the drive bolt. It is a consumable over a period of a couple of years. You might see the edges rounding out from the socket and the drill. That's completely normal. We do sell rebuild kits for the drive bolt. All you have to do is remove these screws on the side plate. There's a retaining pin, knock that out and replace it. We have some videos out there as well showing that.
So if you need to replace that stuff, can you ship them back to Crosby? Can you buy the parts from a distributor?
Yeah, go to Mazzella and they'll be able to sell you the rebuild kits and parts there.
And you can just do it yourself?
Yes, you can do it yourself. Takes about 5 to 10 minutes.
All right. So, looks pretty easy. What's the feedback that you've gotten from truck drivers? Have these been out for a while and have people liked them?
Yeah, so the oldest ones have been out almost 8 years now. We've gotten fantastic feedback from drivers across all industries, that being steel coil, rental equipment, heavy haul, specialized hauling, and logging. Drivers say it makes them feel more energized throughout the week, reduced shoulder pain, reduced elbow pain, reduced wrist pain. Also, especially in the steel coil industry, we have drivers that are skipping 2 trucks ahead just on time savings that they're getting on tying down their load.
Okay.
We also have guys that have been in the industry running trucks for 30 plus years that are saying that this product is helping extend their career because they're able to get their loads tight now that they don't have the same durability as they once did in their younger days.
We're gonna put the name to the test and we're gonna see how fast they are. I'm gonna try to race a speed binder with a regular ratchet binder. We're gonna see how much easier they are, how much quicker they are. So let's try that out.
Good luck.
All right, Steve, so I've got a ratchet binder over here. We're gonna do a little race.
Sure, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. What we wanna keep in mind too, though, is a typical semi-driver delivering equipment's using 8 or more binders.
Yeah.
So let's take this time difference here and multiply that by 8, and then also do it again because you gotta, release the load as well as tie it down. So let's see how we do.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
On your marks, get set, go. Well, you're done already.
Yeah, I am. You still working over there?
I'm getting mine pretty tight. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But as you can see,
there's a big difference from holding the drill down and cranking on your shoulder. And if you've got 8 of these to do,
yeah,
you're gonna save a lot of energy, a lot of effort.
Yeah, and you're sweating. I mean, here you're just pulling a trigger.
Yeah, it's hot. It's 90 degrees out here, sweating.
And we are tight.
Joe, Steve, thanks for coming out, showing us the Speedbinders, showing us how they work.
We really appreciate the opportunity to come out here and pitch Speedbinders. It's impacting companies on the bottom line, but more importantly, impacting the end user, the driver, in their day-to-day lives, and it's been really, really cool.
All right, thanks, guys.
Absolutely.
So, Speedbinders, they're really helping with load securement, making it safer, faster, and easier to rig whatever you've got. So if you want to learn more, contact Mazzella's lifting and rigging division today. If you found this video useful, informative, entertaining, or you just feel like being friendly, then hit that like button so we can get this information out to everyone who needs it. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a video. If you have a question, drop it in the comments so we can get you an answer. Remember, safe rigging is smart rigging. My name is Ben. Stay safe out there.